My grind, New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is preseason football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. With that, let's get up to Atlanta. We're standing by at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they interplay. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather. And we are underway here on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick in the 2008 draft, the man they call Matty Ice, quarterback Matt Ryan.
And they said he would be a gym rat coming out of Boston College, and nothing has changed, and his play continues to get better as he rallies his team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. And here are the Falcon offensive starters.
It's real easy to express how much you love about Julio Jones' game because when you watch him perform, you see a little bit of everything. You see speed, you see strength, you see the power with the run after catch. But what you don't see is the work he puts in during the week, and you also don't see this. A #1 receiver, one of the best in the league, that doesn't act like a diva.
The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Versatile players on defense are all the rage in the NFL, but it also helps to have a Benardrick McKinney who does one thing very, very well, and that's tackle ball carriers. Big man, big size inside, looks like a defensive end playing inside linebacker, still has the ability to run and cut runners off before they can get downfield.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 44-yard line. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. It's a gain of 16. 1st down, Falcons. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
It certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Jones hit, and the ball's held. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
And now out comes Houston. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll toss it to Henry.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to...
And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And not the clean start that we had envisioned. I thought this would be a pretty crisp game, but a turnover for a turnover. Yeah,
so much for scripting. Because if teams are doing that, things aren't going according to plan. Maybe it's a case of nerves. Maybe it's a case of, too much energy right now. Let's see if both teams can get settled in and start to play good ball.
So out come the Falcons now. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about it. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense. They affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand out.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Then he'll give it here to his running back. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. On third down, Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. From 8 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and the Falcons score to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out. Because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Watson. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. This is taken at the 18. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. Jones has it. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set him back 5.
Here we go.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Right back to him on first down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the 22, Ryan looking left side. He's got it complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Ready, get ready. That's 25. Hey, that's good. That's good. Watch that.
Smith trying to run for it. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They come out here in the I. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. On 2nd down, it's Snell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. His pass caught at the 4. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
They'll run on first down. Barnes. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. On second down now, it's Barnes. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this is going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down to close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On second down, it's Smith, and they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Out from the shadows of their goal line, here's 1st and 10 from the 11. Looking to throw. Harris throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now Ito Smith trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Here's Harris on 3rd and 2.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Escapes the defender. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. And he'll give it here to his running back.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Landrum. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 32.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Smith heading back out with the rest of his offensive crew. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Harris now. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 3. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Looking to throw. Harris. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
On second down now, it's Barnes, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Back to throw. Landrum.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that's complete to Lewis. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
This quarterback now just 3 of 6 throwing it, but that last completion gets a first down. Looking to throw. Landrum, and seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. He's got Burton here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Landrum. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. I'm sure he wanted to have a huge game, wants to have a huge game as the quarterback, but really on the ground, they've been very, very hard to stop. Maybe you just keep going to that well.
I think so, and isn't it funny how the definition of balance changes for us from game to game? Sometimes it's 50-50, run it, throw it. Sometimes it's just being a balanced running team in terms of who's carrying the football.
More than one guy.
Right, multiple guys out there, and now your guy back there has to throw it. Don't have to worry about it quite as much.
And they've got the lead here in the second quarter. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Harris. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This quarterback now 4 of 6 since taking over, and he's got a first down. Looking to throw. Harris. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Harris.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Looking to throw. Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now Harris on first down, finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. 3 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started less than 1 month from tonight. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. And a big reason they have the lead right now, as we see on the screen, their 3 turnovers.
And how about the emotion now that the defensive team is generating for the entire team? Creating the turnovers, what they call takeaways, and turning those into points for their team. That's why they have the lead, and that's got to be exciting for those guys on the defensive side of the ball.
On first down, Barnes. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Landrum. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. To throw is Harris. Operating from the gun. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Here's 2nd and 8. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On the draw, this is Smith. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
2 times. 3 down, 3 down.
They'll run it again with Smith. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Harris from the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right through. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Set the tone, defense.
Back to throw. Landrum. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Stays on his feet. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Landrum. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up fourth. Now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On second down, it's Barnes. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Here's Harris. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. That's complete to Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make them.
They go back to the ground with Smith.
Come on.
They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. Harris now to throw on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The Falcons send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now out comes Houston. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Barnes. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. The Texans on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Looking to throw. Landrum. This one into the hands of Burton. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Here we go.
On first down, Landrum. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Let's go.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Just like that. 53.
Operating from the gun. Landrum. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Landrum. He's going to look deep in zone for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Landrum.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead is down to 10 now at 16-6. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's the 2nd and 7. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, but now it'll be 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Harris looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
A first down carry for Smith. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Only 2 there on the dump-off. It's 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Harris. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Throwing on first down. Landrum.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Off play action. Landrum. It's complete to Hopkins. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Looking to throw. Landrum. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
There was the pressure you were talking about. Force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, but it'll be second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A give to Smith out of the gun, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Now Harris from the gun on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Oh, they come after him, and it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And it's a touchdown. In for the score. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So the very rare blocked punt, scooped and returned for a touchdown. What an exciting play. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Houston defense we watch as they get set to go. They begin with a run by Smith. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Smith. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go, let's do this.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
65.
On the counter, it's Smith. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down, 3 down. Hey.
To throw is Harris on 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Here we go on 2nd and 12. They're making steady, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Falcons send out their punter. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Landrum. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. Pulled in at the 24. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Harris throwing on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. Harris. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on the line over there. Single receiver. Here I come. I'm coming after you, 25. I'm coming after you, 25.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston, set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, That gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Landrum looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
And the Texans first down.
On 1st and 10, Landrum, a quick throw, but incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They run the counter. It's Barnes, and able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. From the gun on 3rd down, Landrum. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Matt Bosher now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. On 2nd down now, it's Smith, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. It's taken to the 26. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. get the ball in their hands. Critical situation. Now's their time.
They'll keep it on the ground. Barnes. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Back to throw. Landrum. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it a loss of 8 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
There's Matt Bosher now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Harris operating from the gun. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. We know there's already a spotlight on this rookie quarterback, an even bigger spotlight here in overtime of this game, a costly pick.
No doubt about that, but here's the key. Game's not over. He may very well get another shot at this thing, so now he's got to go to the sideline, hope his defense picks him up, and be ready to go back out there and maybe make a similar throw, hopefully successfully the next time.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And the defense is going to let him think about it a little as they use their 2nd timeout here. So it all comes down here to the right foot of Randy Bullock. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And that will break our tie and give him a 3-point lead. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good 3-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
And for Charles